Hi, my name is Teri Hanson, and today I want to show you how to add a little extra pop to your page layouts, your scrapbook pages, using Paint Shop Pro version 4. You can do this in earlier versions. You just need to know where your tools are. So let's get started. On your left, you'll see the original layout that I've created. I've added all my elements and my backgrounds, and I've added my photos. And it's nice, but there's not really any atmosphere to it. And on the right, you'll see another page that I've created, and it's a little better, but we're going to make it even better. I do want to mention that you'll notice on this second page that I've got a border around the edge of the original layout. This is because I want to have this mounted on foam core when I'm done, and you can sometimes lose a little bit of the edges of your layouts when you do that, and because of the nature of this layout, I don't want to lose any of these edges, so I've added this border just in case. So I'm going to close this, and the first thing we want to do is you want to open a new file. So we'll go File, New, 3600 by 3600 pixels. Your resolution should be 300 pixels per inch, raster background, color depth red, green, and blue, transparent, and click OK. Here's our new layout. It's empty. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to fill this area with black or a paper. You can do either one. For this video, I'm going to fill it with black. So I want to select my flood fill tool, and then I want to make sure that my foreground color is this black color, and click inside the new layout. Now we have a black background. I'm going to go back to my selection tool, and I want to add a new layer, a new raster layer. It'll be normal, 100% opacity. Click OK, and that's where I'm going to add my layout. Now, because my layout was created at 3600 square pixels and my new one is also that size, I'm going to need to resize my layout just a tad if I want to have the border around the edges. So we'll click to make it active. I'm going to do Adjust, Image, Resize, and I'm going to use 1%, and I'm going to resize it to 90%. And you might want to make sure that you have advanced settings checked, which will open this box down here. If you don't see it right away, that's what you'll need to do. I want to have resampling using checked, and I want to set this at bicubic. Make sure this is on sharper. Lock aspect ratio should be 1:1. This way, if you have this checked, when I click say 50 up here, it'll also click there, but we want to use 90. So resize all layers is checked, and click OK. Now it resized my layer, so I'm going to keep it active. I want to do Edit, Copy, then come to my other window, and I'm going to you can either use Edit, paste as new layer, or new selection. What I'm going to do is use my keyboard Control E, and it pastes it right in the center. Select None. I can now close the original layout, and I need to add another new layer. Same thing, new raster layer. Now, if you go to my web page, you can find a copy of this Page Brown Shadow Overlay, and it's free. You just have to download it from my blog. It'll be underneath the Paint Shop Pro tutorials. Okay, so I want to add this. It's basically just an overlay, and I want to add it on top of my layout. So again, I want to Edit, Copy, come back, make this layer or this window active. There's where I've added my new layer, so I want to make sure that I click on it, make it active. Then I'm going to click at the top, use my keyboard, Control E, and it's pasted that overlay. And you can see how it's already added some atmosphere to it. Select None. Now I want just a little bit more atmosphere, so I'm going to go back to my layout layer, and I'm going to click Adjust, Brightness and Contrast, Brightness and Contrast. Now I already have mine set up, and you can see it added much more atmosphere to it. I've got my brightness set at -11 because I didn't want to wash out this area right here and this area in here. I might want to change that, make it, oh, let's try 8 and see what happens. That's a little better. And my contrast is set to 14. I might want to take that down to 12. This is just a matter of personal preference. You can set these at whatever you want. As you move the sliders around, if you have preview on image checked, you'll see the results in your window here. So play with this a little bit until you get it just like you like it. Let's see, I might go up. That's gonna be, oh, I kind of like that. It's kind of washing this out just a bit, but let me try 16 and see. I think that's good. So I'm going to click OK. We're now done with this, so we can close it out. And the next thing we want to do is, even though the layout is on this black background, I actually want this black background to be like a border around the layout. I don't want it to appear that the layout's just laying there. So I'm going to go here, add a new layer, new raster layer, okay. Then I'm going to go back to my layout layer. I'm going to select my magic wand tool, and I'm going to click on the black area. Now what that has done is selected all the area outside of the layout. Leaving that selected, I'm going to go to my first layer, which is the black layer. Then I'm going to go Selections, Promote Selection to Layer. Now it will take that selected layer or selected area and place it on a new layer of its own. And I want it on top, so I'm going to move it all the way up, just drag it up. Now I can click Selections None. I also want to make that appear that it's sitting on top, so I need to add some shadow to it. So I'm going to go to Effects, 3D Effects, Drop Shadow. And here you can see that I have my settings done. Now this is quite a large drop shadow. You can change your figures in here, or you can grab hold of this little X or plus sign and move this around, and wherever you move that, that changes the abilities or the shadow properties. So I'm going to move it back up here, and I want it probably pretty straight. Let's do it about right there. And that was 26 on vertical, 26 horizontal, 60 for my opacity, and blur of 45. And click OK. Now that looks at it, you may not see it here too much, but it really does make that appear to be sitting on top of, rather than the layout sitting on top. If you wanted to make it more pronounced, you can make your shadow darker. You could go and add your shadow again a second time, and now you'll really see it start to show up along these edges. And that's it. Now we can see that our layout has much more atmosphere to it, and it just makes for a nicer finished layout. And that's it. Don't forget, you can go to my blog and pick up the overlay. It's free, just download it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks, and see you next time.